Hey, where are my manners? I'm Samantha Dett, and this is Offensive Healing, and we're gonna smoke in a pancake. I am actually trying to make it has been a pretty good start to the day. I'm not mad at it. It was not a bad start. I have exactly 1 hour to share my time with you and my notes today. And I have to be the mom of the day and make them do their chores. It's not that I make them do their chores. There's a pride in completing work, and I have to teach them this because then when they're my age, it's going to be so much easier for them to engage in work. With that being said, I'm gonna grab my box. I must call it a bong. Yeah. Got some work done. I can say I did better this time than I did last time. I'm proud of myself. I gave myself a month or so, about a month to do something, and I did it in 19 days. Win. So I'm going to take that win to the bank and deposit it. Oh, yeah. I woke up and I was like, no, couldn't do it. I couldn't even take the kids to school this morning. I was like tired, exhausted. Life is starting to, not life is starting to get to me. Being a woman can be difficult sometimes. It can make things harder. And culturally speaking, there's a certain time where it's a little harder for women to create than it is for others because we got certain shits going on with us. So, like I noticed that if I try to like cook, clean, do stuff during my cycle, it's like hard to do. So I've been trying to learn a new approach on it. I'm trying to learn how to approach things with like positivity. Hold on one second. We're gonna take the headphones off and fix the hair. Because, like, I was in work mode. I did not. I just jumped right on to record. And I know everyone's going to be like, oh, you look fine. I'm looking at this right here, and it's driving me nuts. So we're going to yank my hair out. Sure, why not, Samantha? That works. Let's just abuse the hair. It's only your tentacles. It's only your energy life force. That's all. It's nothing important. Just your hair. I don't think people understand how important our hairs are and what they mean and represent. Cool. I can pull it out of work mode. We gotta start taking that collagen again, bitch. Gotta get my estrogen levels checked too. I was on my Ancestry.com. Thanks, Dad and Mom, for my thinning hair, and I knew it was gonna happen. So, Dad, rest assured that it had nothing to do with your motorcycle helmet. It was legitimately our genetics. So it was a pretty cool thing to learn about, like to see my traits and stuff, like what I'd be exposed to or enjoy. We have some kind herb. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Dad brought it to me. I have to say I'm very grateful and I'm like really blessed. Some people have like, I don't know what they have, but what I have is a dad that drops off weed. Make sure I doesn't run out. Oh yeah, because he knows I'm so busy and fast paced that I will straight up go without. And nobody should be going without. Sit down by the fire. I got that song stuck in my head now. Ugh. It's the fucking worst. Hey now, we gon' burn this fire. Hey now, let's go smoke some fire. Can you tell I took the edibles? I wanted to get this beautiful order for my friend done, and I wanted to get it out, and I'm going to drop it off to the, UPS, USPS, United States. I will always support United Postal Service. Hey now, let's go burn this fire. Do you have your lighter so we can go in? I went live for the first time ever, and I've had social media since 09 and 012. Is that how we were saying that? I went live for the first time on all of my accounts. I wanted to get some work done, and I was like, so I was going to end up just sitting on the couch and smoking of the weed and do nothing. So I figure if I recorded myself or went live, I might be more amped to show people what I'm doing. And I have noticed that because I like to show people. I am a show offer. I'm not a pick-meer. I'm a show offer. My middle son, he has that same disposition. I'm calling it a disposition because it's kind of a superpower. Okay? Like, I think that's where I get my love for knowledge so much, is I like want to be right so bad that I have to find I get the knowledge to be right all the time. But I can admit when I'm wrong too, so I'm not narcissistic. I just happen to know a lot of things. It's about a lot of things, that's all. And if I don't know it, I'm gonna go teach myself it. If you know better, you do better. That's the whole basis of this whole podcast. So I got to go live, and I got to talk with some people on my live and entertain myself. And I was like trying to hold myself accountable to get the work done. And I was like, okay, well, fine. You know, I can jump on live and see what's going on and while I'm working, and show people whoever happens to pop on. And if nobody pops on, then cool. I get to create some, content, some hands-free content, which I need to. I've been in business for 5 years. You wouldn't know it because I don't do a good enough job promoting myself. I get lazy. I go through depressions. I go through ups and downs. I suffer from PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, on top of little bipolar tendencies, a lot of manic episodes. No, it's actually gotten better since I've gotten older, but in my earlier years, oh God, yes. My diagnoses rap sheet was huge, but I also had a horrible habit of mimicking things that I would learn about illnesses, because it was easy to do, unfortunately. That comes from childhood trauma. I had a guardian that suffered from Munchausen syndrome. And when you have a guardian who has mental illness and you're a child who has mental illness and a really sick disposition for manipulation, it can get weird. Anyway, let's light up because we have exactly an hour, 2:36, and we are on. So, light housekeeping. We officially have a logo. The logo came out fucking phenomenal. Callie Faye knocked it out the park again. I told her what I wanted and briefly told her what I wanted. I can't even order food at the drive-thru, let alone like describe a logo in detail that I would want, okay? Let's just put that there. She knocked it out the park. You guys see it. It looks wonderful. I love it. Healing Faye is officially shipping their first stockpile over to Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're super excited. Becky over there has got us held down. We also have decided what we're going to use for our soap base, which is amazing. So I will be offering soap soon. Finally got the nails off from my anniversary. I made myself a really awesome, pretty pair of press-ons. I'm going to insert a video clip here. And I loved them. Couldn't get them off. Unfortunately, destroyed them getting them off. Glued them on a little too much. What else? Started Shilajit. That is a new thing that I'm adding in, and I'm doing it on an empty stomach in the morning, stuff like that. And so far, I have to say I feel pretty good. 2:38 in the afternoon. This is usually when I start to feel a little wonky and groggy and a little brain fogged. Pretty clear. I'm still drinking the mushrooms. However, I have brought back coffee, but I bought a French press roaster. However you say that. You have one. Comment below. Let me know what you think. I think I'm using it right. I like it. It makes a really good cup of coffee. And I got this, it's called Don Francisco's Hawaiian Hazelnut Coffee. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's fucking good, actually. I had made myself a cup, and I came down here and I started doing the packaging and the label for the order. And I was like, okay, coffee set down here, and I'm going to work. Well, my coffee would have gotten cold. But a few years ago, the husband, my wonderful husband, he knows me so well, heated coffee cup. He bought me a heated hoodie and a heated coffee cup. I'm telling you, that's love. Don't get me wrong, I love diamonds and jewelry, but practical gifts that are meant for me and make my lifestyle more conducive without me having to change certain absent-minded parts about me. Thank you. I'll take it. It's a win. So husband and I celebrated our 18-year anniversary, 18 years of marriage, 18 years. I joke and I say 18 years of hell. It's not 18 years of hell. It's been 18 years of work. But I wouldn't have picked anybody else to do the work with. That's the sick part. I don't know if it's sick or if it's good. Has not been perfect. By no means. I'm not claiming that at all. But despite our faults, our failures, our prospers, everything, despite it all, we still remained being extremely good friends. Trust me, I tried to get that guy to leave. He won't leave me. And I'm not saying that as a challenge because it's a fucking trend going around on TikTok right now is that I can take your man challenge. Oh, hell no. I'm way too, I got way too much Latin blood in me. This doobie is so good. I didn't get a chance to grab a snack today, guys, because I was not even planning to record. I have been struggling for the last 10 days to record an episode to be able to edit and release. Each time I went to record, it just was not, I was not feeling it, guys. I wish I could have put everything into a better perspective and better words, but I couldn't. It was a struggle. So I'm probably going to take some of what I recorded from there and put it into here because there was some really good points that I had gotten into. Some really deep points that I don't think I was ready to hit yet. I think that's pretty much what it was. I think I have failure to launch as far as that one goes. I went and got really deep in an episode on domestic violence, basically. And that one needs some tweaking. I need to clarify. I'm going to start to learn some interesting things about myself as time goes on here. And I care enough to be able to put it out in a way that is good, because if not, what's the fucking point of putting it out there if it's not going to help somebody in some sort of way? So with that being said, I've been working on it for you guys. My biggest problem is my follow through game, and that topic came up 3 times while in my lives. And I went back and I watched my lives, and I was watching myself work, and I'm like, okay, I'm upbeat, I'm chipper, but every other fucking thing out of my mouth was something negative, or like, I don't want to say negative. Like, for instance, I was cutting my labels, and I cut them crooked. You know what I mean? Oh, I did so bad is what I said. Those are my exact words. The fucking terminology is what I want. My words. I'm okay with my sarcasm. But am I using my sarcasm as a disguise for my negative self-talk? And that was what I was seeing, was my own negative self-talk. And I'm like, well, I gotta work on that. There's something. So that's going to be the funnest part about recording and doing these things. I am going to get really close and candid with this person in front of me right here. Yeah, I'm talking about myself because right now in front of me I can see myself. Hi, self. But seriously, and same with you. So, the follow through game was a little bit of a struggle, and I'm working. I have to learn that when I don't have the motivation or the drive, the energy to do something, that's when I need to fall back on my discipline and be more disciplined about doing this. Like, set a time when I'm doing it at a certain time, regardless of what it is. I've been slowly implementing things like that into my life, because that's not something that I was encouraged to do. Like I have, like I grew up with chores, like I'm sure majority of children have, but it was chores based on a fear point for me. It wasn't chores based on a point of feeling self-fulfilled. And I really wonder how much of that it would have helped me in my own procrastination station lifestyle that I have. How much would it have benefited me to have had the guidance? Not like, oh, I shouldn't have had chores, but instead of my chores and my household duties growing up being presented from such a traumatic way as it was, unfortunately, in my household growing up, there was a point in time where my guardians would take turns ordering me around. They literally nicknamed me at one point Slave Girl. I had a bell that they would ring. It was sick. To the point where lovingly and in a way to try to sugarcoat it, my grandmother, she's like, oh, you're my little Cinderella. Looking forward on it now, it's like, no wonder when it came time for me to do things for myself, it was so difficult, because I'm only used to being in service, not in service for myself. So by being a little bit more self-aware, I think I have finally put my fingertips on what it is that is holding me back from doing the things that I wanted, like the things that I know that I'm capable of doing. Because if I have the type of cheerleading ability for you guys, I should have that for myself. And even if I don't have that for myself, the same advice I would tell you guys, even if you don't feel like doing it, go do it. You're going to feel better after you've done it. I don't always practice that to myself. It is really hard for me to give myself that pep talk sometimes. And, it's a habit that I have to break, that I have to be aware of in order to break. And I have recently been becoming very, very aware of it. So the negative self-talk, the follow-through, the belief in oneself, the ability to love oneself, it's a hard one to achieve, but it is achievable and you can do it, and there's nothing wrong with it. You're allowed to. I don't know if anybody else needs to hear it, but I know I needed to hear it. It's okay to only worry about yourself. If you worry about yourself, everything else around you will be okay. Because it just kind of trickles down by proxy. Because if everything we are is self, and we think and manifest and dream up everything that we have, are, believe, etc., we make that up in our head. Our own perspective is based on our own fucking mind patterns. So if every third thing I say is negative self-talk, then I have to work on it, because I'm going to continue to lack the follow-through and lack certain aspects that I know I have out there for me that I need to go grab. Those are resources to me that I need to go grab, but I'm blocking myself from being able to actually physically grab them because I can't get out of the cycle. I'll break the cycle for a second and then I fall right back into a pattern. Being aware of it is the first step. And today I was like, okay, we're going to do this even though we don't want to. I had a few things that I had to do and I made myself do them, and I relied on my discipline versus my desire, and now I'm in a better spirit for it. I'm smoking a doobie, I'm chit-chatting with you guys, and I am being aware of my own shit and having a hot cup of coffee thanks to Ember Cup. Had to take a quick little break for just a moment. Ooh. Big stretch. If you are able to, where you're at, I want you to stretch right now. Breathe in deep. Hold and release. One more time. In, hold, and release. Big stretches. So, nope, today I showed myself something. Discipline. Discipline is hold on, wait. I know there's a movie. Man cub, what we're lacking. It's discipline. Discipline is the thing. Well, back in my day. It's from the Jungle Book. I'm a Disney kid. Or as the James would tell me, a Disney adult. Hence the tattoos. I have a sleeve, an Alice in Wonderland sleeve. Because it fits my life. It does. I can't help it. So the follow through thing and the discipline thing, they do go hand in hand. And it's I am so happy that I am learning these lessons. Could you imagine if I went my whole life without realizing that, like, relying on your excuses to not start is only lack of discipline? And it's kind of great that I can heal, because for me, like I was saying before, discipline was very traumatizing for me as a child, and it hurt a lot, and so I wouldn't even use that word as an adult. So now that I'm able to discipline myself in a loving way, reparent the child, the inner child, I'm able to heal that inner wound, so therefore it will hopefully stop hindering me from not achieving my goals because of lack of discipline. We don't all have motivation, okay, all the time. Energy, passion, yeah, of course, because that's the definition of passion, is you always have it. So, but like, to know that discipline is okay, and it helps keep you on track, and it helps you to build your gift a little bit higher, and you don't have to be afraid of it. Set a schedule, stick to it, not because of anybody else, but because of yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable for yourself. You can't expect anybody else to show up for you if you're not going to show up for you. And every day I'm having to learn that lesson and reteach myself that lesson and remind myself what I'm capable of, what I can do. I'm really blessed in that kind of way, and by removing the option to try to negative self-talk, that statement away, I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm not going to further think on it. And that is what it's going to be. That's like how you actually actively have to kind of do things. I'm learning this. It's a physical action. So like when I actually don't want to talk about something, I actually have to tell myself, bitch, we don't want to talk about that. There's nothing wrong with talking to your higher self, or letting your higher self talk to you through your self-talk. Just remember, your higher self is never going to tell you anything that's going to hurt you. If you are getting message, or you are getting thoughts that are self-harming, I really need you to seek out help. Your local physician, police department, ER, whomever, friend, boyfriend, husband, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, child, somebody, anybody. Not so much a child. Okay, I slipped that one out. Maybe if you have an older child, you know what I mean? A grown adult child, you could rely on them. If you're hearing any type of message or voice that is leading you down a path to harm yourself or harm others, that's not source. Okay, that's something else. Discipline can actually really be a therapeutic thing. It can actually be helpful. It pulled me out of my mental funk today. And I didn't really think anything could, because I can sometimes forget that I am in control of my own thought patterns in my own day, and my day can just go how I want it to go by keeping my thoughts correct. If you wake up thinking that something is going to be what it is, so with that being said, discipline can actually be your friend. And if you don't have a healthy relationship with discipline, you might want to go and look at the wound that caused your unhealthy relationship with discipline and reparent it. Give yourself space to heal from it. And when I say heal from it, give yourself space to be angry about it and to acknowledge how messed up it was and how unfair it was. But then regain and take back the control by controlling your thoughts around it. You know what I mean? It was messed up how they chose to discipline me. But I'm going to choose to discipline myself through love, compassion, and understanding in a space of being a human. And then that's where you can truly honestly grow. That's absolutely what I had to do to myself. Like, I genuinely had to sit down with a notebook and a pen and write down the event, the thought, the everything, the characteristics around it. And then in a different colored ink, I then went and like put a pet note on it, like as a, this happened, but look at it like this. Do it like this. Just because that happened, this doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? It was a way of literally on physical paper, me being able to go back to the situation that happened, fully sit in it, the feeling, the way it made me feel, everything, and then come back to it by grabbing the other ink. I go from being the young self, and now I am me self, and I am able to correct the emotion and the feeling. And in turn, it's helped me, of all people, to learn discipline. And I was somebody who was diagnosed with defiance disorder. So so I'm telling you, there's always a little bit more to it if you dig down underneath the surface. You know, if it hurts you and it feels something in here, you might want to dig a little deeper, get to the bottom of it, don't dwell in it, and do it better. You know what I mean? You couldn't control what was done before. Now your future is in your control. So which means you can just do it better. I know it's working for me. And if you're here with me, we're like-minded. So I know it's going to work for you. Like, comment, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think and your thoughts and opinions. I would love to have discussions about these things, you guys. I'm very open to it. Try to always be respectful, and I will always be respectful in return and to the best of my ability. And with that, we're going to light this TV up. And remember, if we know better, we do better. And if nobody has told you yet today, I love you. And you're doing a good job. You got this.